Now, of course, in any training, we look at, did participant at the end of the course learn something about the green economy? But that's even more important, and I think you're alluding to this, what difference will it make in our work? And that's really the key objective. Let's say someone is involved in a development project advancing the transport sector. In the old days, it would have meant maybe building another autoroute. Now, maybe it's looking at alternatives. How can we introduce public transport? How can we create incentive systems to have low carbon transport systems? So these are new drivers that shape development cooperation. And I think anyone in this course, hopefully over the next weeks and months, will reflect and see how can I bring in green economy principles, which means valuing natural capital, valuing social inclusion, and putting a price on the environment. How can I include this in whatever I'm doing, whether it's sectoral, thematic, or regional? Ultimately, I think it is important that the developing countries themselves take on ownership. And we are seeing at the UN level that many developing countries are now requesting support in this. So we, whether it's UN or a bilateral development partner, we in the end can provide our services, but it must be really the governments together with the private sector and NGOs who must be driving these processes. Ultimately, we all need to think through how we can encourage governments to really reform their macroeconomic systems, how to create incentives, how to stop subsidies which are maintaining the status quo of carbon-intensive development. It's really about transforming the economy, and that is a major task. It requires awareness raising, it requires transfer of knowledge, it requires skills development. So the challenge is tremendous, and I think what's happening here today in Brussels is just a little drop in the water, but I think an important one, because it also creates a dialogue between the European Commission and its civil servants, and also multilateral development partners such as UNEP, ILO, and UNITAR.